Hey everyone, it's me Jenny and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to knit this basic beanie using a magic loop technique. So this is the 40 inches circular needle, and what I like about it is I start and end with one needle. Okay, normally if you use the 16 inches circular needle, you'll start until when you need to decrease, you'll change to either using the magic loop technique, which is 32 inches or 40 inches circular needle, or change to double pointed needle or DPNs for the decrease. Okay, so this is adult size or preteen. This fit me perfectly. It is 16 inches in circumference, but even though it is 16 inches, but this yarn that I'm going to introduce you later, it is very stretchable, as you can see. So even though it is 16 inches, it will fit adult 22 inches head circumference. Okay, and this is about 8.5 inches long. Okay, 16 inches. 8 here times 2 around, it's 16 inches. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. Now for this tutorial, I'm going to be using this yarn. This is Brand Scarfie yarn. It is bulky weight yarn number 5, and the fiber content, it is 78% acrylic and 22% wool. If you don't have this yarn, you can use any bulky weight yarn number 5 that you have, but even though this is in the label show it is bulky weight yarn number 5, but I treat this as medium weight yarn number 4 because it's at the thinner side of bulky yarn number 5. Okay, so for the knitting needle, I'm going to be using 5mm knitting needle, and this is 40 inches long cord. If you don't have 40 inches long, you can also use 32 inches or whatever, as long as it is longer than 32 inches, this magic loop technique will work. Okay, so the recommended knitting needle at the label, it's 5.5mm knitting needle, but I'm going to use 5mm because I want the stitch to be slightly tight. Okay, so you also need needle to weave in your ends and scissor to cut your yarn. Okay, so let's start. You're going to make a slip knot, and I'm going to cast on 64 stitches, and I'm going to use the long tail cast on, and you can use any cast on technique that you know, but I prefer this technique. So once you make your slip knot, slide it into the needle, and you're going to cast on 64 stitches. Okay, and this slip knot right here count as the first stitch, and we're going to cast on the rest of the stitches. Okay, total 64 stitches. Okay, so once you cast on 64 stitches, now we're going to separate this all the stitches into half. So we're going to count 32 stitches, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 31, 32. Okay, so we're going to pull this cord and separate 32 by 32 stitches. Okay, I'm going to push all the stitches to the needle tip, And now the working yarn, sorry, is always going to be at the back needle. Okay, so this is the working yarn right here, and it has to be at the back needle. So this is front and this is back, and this is your loop right here. Now we're going to start round 1. So round 1 is a little bit tricky because there's a wide opening right here before we join, so not to worry about it. Make sure the stitches is not twisted before you start. Now we're going to pull the back needle, pull it out, and this working yarn on the cord right here, make sure it's not under, it's have to be over the needle. Okay, now we're going to start the ribbing, knit 1 and purl 1. Going to knit first stitch and purl, knit 1 stitch and purl, and continue knit 1 purl 1 until you reach the end of the first needle, the front needle. Okay, I'll see you once you're done. Okay, so once you knit the first 32 stitches, now we're going to turn the work so that make sure the working yarn is at the back needle. Now this cord, we're going to push it in, so we've worked the first 32 stitches. Now we're going to work the other 32 stitches, and we're going to pull the back needle. So as I mentioned, the working yarn always has to be at the back needle. Now we're going to pull the back needle, and this yarn has to be on above the cord. Okay, now we're going to continue the ribbing, knit 1 and purl 1 the rest of the stitches. Knit 1, purl 1, 1 and purl 1, okay, so go ahead and finish up the rest of the stitches, and I'll see you once you're done. Okay, so once you're done knitting all the stitches, now we're going to turn the work, and we're going to push this cord in, and so that all the stitches is at the needle tip. So this is how it looks like, done with round 1. So for round 2 it's going to be the same, working yarn always at the back. I'm going to pull this yarn, and the yarn is over the cord or the needle. The reason for me to say the cord over the cord or the needle, because we're going to start the first stitch right here, knit. If you start with purl, it has to be down here, because if purl, the yarn has to be this way from under, but if you knit, it has to go over. Okay, so we're going to start round 2. It's going to be the same, knit 1 purl 1, knit 1 purl 1 every stitches. Not to worry about this yarn right here, we can fix that when we weave in the ends. Okay, so just continue knit 1 purl 1 every stitches, all 64 stitches, and you know you back to the new round, you starting new round if you are back to this tail right here, where this is your cast on tail. So if you stop right here, you know that you're at the middle of a word or at the middle of a round. If you knit all the way back to this tail, you finish or you're just about to start a new round. Okay, so for round 2 it's going to be the same as I mentioned. Knit 1 and purl 1. You just relax the tension, not too tight. Okay, so go ahead and do the same, knit 1 purl 1 for the ribbing, total of 10 rounds. So every time when you reach this tail, you will start a new round or you at the end. Okay, so go ahead and finish up until you reach round 10. I'll see you once you're done. Okay, so once you knitted up until round 10, this is how it looks like. So this is about 2 inches of ribbing. 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Okay, so this yarn is amazing. It is very stretchable, as you can see. Okay, now from round 11 until round 40, we are going to knit every stitches. So we're not going to do the ribbing knit 1 purl 1 anymore. So it's going to be the same technique. Working yarn is at the back needle. As you can see, I pull the back needle out because right now we're starting round 11. Now just knit every stitches. Okay, round 11 until round 40, knit every stitches. And if you want to make it slouchy, you can go ahead and knit extra 5 round until round 45, or if you want it to be a little bit snug, just knit until round 40. Okay, so go ahead and knit every stitches every round until round 40, and I'll meet you once you're done. Okay, so once you knitted until round 40, this is how long it's look. Okay, so for the next round, round 41, we're going to make 4 decreases. So the reason to make 4 decrease only because I want the stitch to be even, 60 stitches. So after we get 60 stitches, then we'll do 6 decrease every round, every other round. Okay, so now we're going to do round 41, pull the back needle, and we're going to make 2 decrease at the first 32 stitches and 2 decrease at the back needle right here. Okay. Knit 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So next we're going to do knit 2 together. So needle into these 2 stitch, okay, and knit 2 together. So we already made 1 decrease. We're going to make another decrease somewhere around here. So I'm going to knit 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we're going to knit 2 together. Okay, 2 stitch together. And now just knit the rest of the stitch. Okay, so once you're done with the first needle right here, you should have 30 stitches. So next we're going to turn the work, push the needle in. Now we're going to make 2 more decrease right here. So we're going to knit 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we're going to knit 2 stitches together. Okay, so next we're going to knit 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Next, we're going to knit 2 stitches together. And now just knit the rest of the stitch. Okay, so done with round 41. For round 41, you should have total of 60 stitches, 60. Okay, so for round 42, we're going to knit the holes. Okay, now for round 42, we're going to knit all the stitches. We're not going to do decrease for round 42. Okay, so go ahead and knit all the stitches, and I'll meet you once you're done with round 42. Okay, so I just did all 60 stitches. Okay, so once you're done with round 42, for the next round, round 43, we're going to make 6 decrease. So we're going to make 3 decrease at the front needle and 3 decrease at the back needle. Okay, so we're going to pull the back needle. Now we're going to knit 10. Now we're going to knit 8, and after knit 8, we're going to knit 2 stitches together. Okay, so we're going to repeat this 3 times for each needle. So we're going to knit 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, we're going to knit 2 stitches together, these 2 stitches. Now we're going to repeat, knit 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So next we're going to knit 2 stitches together. Now we're going to do the same, knit 8 and knit 2 stitches together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you have 2 stitches right here, just knit these 2 stitches together. Now we're going to turn the work, and we're going to repeat the same for the rest of the stitches right here. We're going to knit 8, knit 2 together, knit 8, knit 2 together, and knit 8, knit 2 together. Okay, so go ahead and finish the rest. Make 3 more decrease, and I'll see you once you're done. Okay, so done with round 43. Round 43, you should have total of 54 stitches. Okay, because we made 6 decrease, now you have 54 stitches. For the next round, round 44, you're going to knit all the stitches. Okay, the decrease is going to be, we're going to do decrease every other round. So round 43 we did a decrease, 6 decrease. Now round 44 we're just going to knit all the stitches. Okay, so go ahead and finish up round 44. I'll see you once you're done. Okay, so once you're done with round 44, you knit all 54 stitches. So now for round 45, we're going to make 6 decrease. So pull the back needle. Now we're going to knit 7 and knit 2 together. We're going to repeat the same sequence 6 times. Okay, so knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now we're going to knit 2 stitches together. Okay, we're going to repeat the same. Knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and knit 2 stitches together. Okay, so you want to repeat the same until you get total of 6 decrease. Okay, go ahead and finish up round 45. Make 6 decreases, so every 7 knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to knit 2 stitches together. Okay, so go ahead and finish up round 45. I'll meet you at the end of the round. Okay, so once you're done with round 45, you should have total of 48 stitches. So you have 24 stitches right here and 24 stitches right here. Okay, so now let's start with round 46. For round 46, we're going to knit all stitches, so it's going to be a knit round. So just knit every stitches, knit all 48 stitches. Okay, so there's no decrease for row 48. Okay, go ahead and knit all 48 stitches, and I'll see you once you're done. Okay, so once you're done with round 46, now we're going to start round 47. Round 47, we're going to make 6 decrease, and we're going to first knit 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to knit 2 stitches together, these 2 stitches. Okay, so that's the first decrease. Now we're going to do the rest of the decrease. So we're going to knit 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to knit 2 stitches together. Okay, so done with the second decrease. So go ahead and continue, do the rest of the decrease, and I'll see you once you're done. So make total of 6 decrease for round 47. Okay, so once you're done with round 47, you make 6 decrease. You should have total of 42 stitches right now. Okay, now we're going to continue round 48. For round 48, we're just going to knit a round, no decrease. So we're going to knit all stitches, all 42 stitches. Okay, go ahead and finish up round 48, and I'll see you at the end of the round. Okay, so once you're done with round 48, you knit all 42 stitches. So this is how the beanie looks like. You can see the decrease right here. Now we're going to start round 49. We're going to make 6 decrease as well. So pull the back needle. We're going to knit 5 and knit 2 together. I'm going to knit 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and knit 2 stitches together. Okay, we're going to repeat the same. Knit 5 and knit 2 together 6 times. So we already made the first decrease. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and knit 2 stitches together. Okay, so go ahead and finish up round 49. Make 6 decrease, knit 5 and knit 2 together. Okay, so I'll see you at the end of round 49. Okay, so once you're done with round 49, you should have total of 36 stitches. Now we're going to start round 50. For round 50 it's going to be a knit round, so just knit all 36 stitches. Okay, no decrease for round 50. Okay, so go ahead and finish up round 50, knit all the stitches, and I'll see you once you're done. Okay, so once you're done with round 50, you knit all 36 stitches. So from round 51 onwards, for round 51, 52, 53, and 54, we're going to do decrease every round. Okay, so for round 51, we're going to knit 4 and knit 2 together. Okay, still the same, every round we're going to make 6 decrease. Okay, so now round 51, we're going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to knit 2 stitch together. Okay, we're going to do the same, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and knit 2 stitch together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, knit 2 together. Now we're going to continue with the decrease. We're still at round 51 right now. So knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and knit 2 stitch together. Another decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, and knit 2 stitch together. This is the 5th decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is decrease number 6. Okay, so done with round 51. You should have total of 30 stitches, 30. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So now we're going to do round 52. We're going to make 6 decrease as well. We're going to knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and knit 2 stitch together. So this is the first decrease. We're going to do another knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and knit 2 together. So this is second decrease. 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together, third decrease. Now we're going to continue with the decrease. We're still at round 52. Knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and knit 2 stitch together. Fourth decrease. 1, 2, 3, and knit 2 stitch together. This is decrease number 5, and knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and knit 2 stitch together, and this is decrease number 6. Okay, so once you're done with round 52, you should have total of 24 stitches around. Okay, now let's start with round 53. 53, we're going to do 6 decrease as well. We're going to start with knit 2, 1, 2, and knit 2 stitch together. Knit 2, 1, 2, and knit 2 stitch together. So this is decrease number 2. 1, 2, knit 2 stitch together. Decrease number 3. Knit 2, 1, 2, and this is decrease. Knit 2 stitch together. This is decrease number 4. Knit 2, 1, 2, knit 2 stitch together. This is decrease number 5. Knit 2, 1, 2, and knit 2 stitch together. So this is decrease number 6. So done with round 53, you should have total of 18 stitches around. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, now we're going to knit the last round for this beanie, round 54. We're going to make 6 decrease as well. We're going to knit 1 and knit 2 stitch together. Knit 1, knit 2 stitch together. So this is second decrease. Knit 1, knit 2 stitch together. Now knit 1, knit 2 stitch together. Knit 1, knit 2 stitch together, knit 1, and the last decrease, knit 2 together. So we are done. I'm going to cut the yarn, just cut enough for you to pick up all this stitch right here and within the ends. Okay, so I'm going to cut about 7 inches. Okay, now we're going to pick up the stitches. There's 6. Okay, so for round 54 you should have total of 12 stitches, so 6 stitches right here and 6 stitches at the back needle. Okay, just slide the loop to the tapestry needle. Slide it there. Okay. Now we're going to slide these 6 stitches to the tapestry needle as well. So what I normally do, I just slide this out and pick up the stitches. Okay. So we're going to pull really tight, but not too tight that you will snap the yarn. Okay, and just going to back and forward like this a few times. And now I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm going to tie the knot inside the beanie. Okay, so cut the yarn. Now we're going to weave in these ends. Earlier of this tutorial I mentioned not to worry about the round one. You can see this is a bit loose right here, so we're just going to pull these ends to this side. So this is knit, this is purl, and this is knit. So we're just going to pull it to the knit side. Okay, and back to the knit. Okay, as you can see, now just going to weave in the ends. Okay, so we're done. This is how it looks like. So I do hope you find this tutorial easy to follow. If you have any question, leave your question at the comment section down below. I will try my very best to reply. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, share this video with your fellow friends who need, and don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care everyone, and God bless. Bye.